What do you say when someone's rude at work, without sounding rude back? We've all been there. Someone interrupts you, makes a sarcastic jab, or dismisses your idea completely. Here are 10 calm, professional comebacks that shut down rudeness while keeping composure and dignity intact. These are smart, polite, and effective strategies anyone can start using right away. Let's dive in. First up, the mirror technique. When someone is rude, reflect their words back, calmly and without insult. This technique is about holding up a mirror so the other person hears their own tone or choice of words. Example: if a colleague makes a dismissive remark, pause and ask, "Why would you say that?" Or, "Could you repeat that?" You're not attacking, you're inviting them to think. Why it works. It subtly puts the spotlight back on them. Instead of you reacting emotionally, you let them explain themselves, which often makes them realize how unnecessary or unkind their comment was. By using curiosity instead of confrontation, you keep the conversation professional and set the standard for respect. Next, let's look at the clarifier response. This comeback is perfect when a comment feels ambiguous, passive-aggressive, or potentially insulting. Instead of jumping to conclusions, you ask for clarity. Example: maintain composure and say, "Could you explain what you mean by that?" Or, "I want to make sure I understood you correctly. Could you clarify?" Why it works. Two things happen. First, the other person is forced to either explain themselves clearly or backtrack. Second, you signal that you won't let unclear or disrespectful communication slide. Imagine a meeting where someone mutters, "Well, that approach is interesting." Instead of reacting defensively, you calmly say, "Could you explain what you mean by that?" Suddenly the power shifts. You're in control, not them. Now, on to setting clear boundaries. Boundaries are essential at work, especially when colleagues stray into inappropriate or overly personal topics. The boundary setter is about being polite, firm, and direct. Example: if someone comments on your personal life or asks something too intrusive, respond with, "I'm not comfortable with that topic." You could also say, "Let's keep this conversation professional." Why it works. This response is simple yet powerful. It doesn't invite debate, and it doesn't attack. Instead, it sends a clear message. Here is my limit. By calmly drawing the line, you teach others how to treat you and create a safer, more respectful environment for everyone. Here's how to disarm criticism with agreement. When faced with criticism, surprise the other person by partially agreeing, then redirecting. It's counterintuitive, but it lowers their defenses and shifts the energy. Example: if someone says, "Your plan seems unrealistic," instead of pushing back, reply with, "You might be right, but with a few adjustments, I think we could make it work." Why it works. People expect you to fight back when they criticize, but agreeing, even a little, takes away their power play. It reframes the discussion into problem-solving mode, making you look confident, open-minded, and professional. This approach often turns critics into collaborators. Sometimes the best comeback isn't serious at all. It's lighthearted. Humor, when used carefully, can melt away tension and turn a rude remark into a shared laugh. Example: a coworker teases, "Wow, you're piling on the projects today." You smile and reply, "What can I say? I like to keep my coffee and my inbox full." Or if someone says, "That plan sounds ambitious," you could grin and say, "Ambitious is my middle name. Don't worry, I'll stop short of midnight meetings." Why it works. Humor shows confidence. It signals that you're not rattled, and it brings everyone back onto friendlier ground. Just remember, keep the joke positive and inclusive. The goal is to lighten the room, not embarrass anyone. Other times, empathy works even better. Not all rudeness is really about you. Sometimes it's about the stress or frustration the other person is carrying. The empathetic redirect acknowledges that possibility. Example: if a colleague snaps during a meeting, instead of firing back, try, "I noticed you seem upset. Is everything okay?" Or if you get a curt email, reply with, "I noticed your message sounded urgent. Is everything all right on your end?" Why it works. This comeback flips the script. Instead of escalating tension, you invite them to open up or rethink their tone. People often soften immediately when met with empathy. It shows you see them as a human being, not just someone being rude, and that often changes the entire mood of the conversation. Now, let's bring the issue into the open with a simple question of intent. Sometimes the best move is to bring the issue into the open, politely but firmly. The question of intent asks the other person directly what they meant by their comment. Example: was that meant to come across as dismissive? Or did you intend for that to sound hurtful? Why it works. It forces self-awareness. Many people don't realize how sharp they sound until someone calls it out. By asking neutrally, you give them a chance to rethink without you accusing them. Often they'll backtrack or soften, but even if they don't, you've made it clear that you won't ignore disrespect. At times, the most powerful response is no response at all. Silence, when used strategically, can be louder than words. Example: someone makes a cutting remark in a meeting. Instead of defending yourself, you pause, keep calm eye contact, and say nothing. The silence hangs, and suddenly it's their words that feel uncomfortable, not your response. Why it works. Silence denies rude people the reaction they want. It shows composure, self-control, and quiet strength. It also gives you time to gather your thoughts before deciding whether to respond further. Done with confidence, silence often makes the other person second-guess themselves. Often, the smoothest move is simply to redirect the flow of the conversation. By shifting topics, you can diffuse tension and refocus the group. Example: if a meeting gets awkward after a snarky comment, you might say, "Speaking of which, have we reviewed the latest project update?" Or in casual conversation, "By the way, how was your weekend?" Why it works. Instead of fueling negativity, you steer the group back towards something constructive. It's a gentle reset button that avoids drama and shows focus on moving forward. People appreciate someone who can redirect the energy without confrontation. At times, no matter how many strategies are used, persistent rudeness or toxic behavior continues. That's when walking away becomes the strongest option. Example: you've tried clarifying, setting boundaries, even using humor, but the negativity doesn't stop. You calmly gather your things and say, "Excuse me, I need to step away from this conversation." Then you leave with quiet confidence. Why it works. Walking away isn't weakness, it's self-respect. It shows you won't tolerate ongoing disrespect and that your peace of mind matters more than arguing. By removing yourself, you send a powerful signal. I value myself, and I choose not to waste energy on negativity. Let's recap. We've covered 10 powerful comebacks: mirroring, clarifying, setting boundaries, disarming with agreement, using humor, showing empathy, questioning intent, staying silent, changing topics, and, when necessary, walking away. Each of these tools helps you stay professional, protect your well-being, and build a healthier workplace culture. Remember, politeness isn't weakness, it's strength. It's how you command respect without losing your cool. Which comeback do you think will be most useful? Share your answer in the comments and let others know your experiences. If you found this message valuable, your support helps us reach a wider audience. Please consider liking this post and sharing it with anyone who might benefit. To ensure you don't miss future content on self-empowerment, subscribe to our channel. Our next video is available here. Thank you for your time and support.